Mhm.
Dr. Weke, do you want to start out the session or you want me to start it out? You want to say a few words
Yeah.
and then, yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, this is AYF 28. It will be online, and then we try our best to provide AYF to every one of us, even though that they cannot enjoy the live here in Zoom, but still can manage to have in YouTube. And after one, the committee sensei will provide it through the video in the bold website. The second one, this year, 2024, we will have four AYF. The first one here, 28, with the online AYF. And then after 28, we will have 29 in Turkey, 30 will be in Indonesia, in Baru, and 31 will be in Sendai. And then hopefully everyone can enjoy as long as which place that they can manage to attend. And this is from the opening from me, and I would like to hand over the mic to Sensei.
Okay. I'd like to welcome everyone to AYF 28. We will be having three speakers today. Our first speaker today is Tiesa Santos, who is speaking with us. She is from the Philippines, but now currently in Germany. So she's speaking from Germany. We thank her for joining us, and she's going to be telling us a little bit about her experiences with AYF and any other perspectives that she would like to share with us dealing with issues or things of concern. So, Tiesa, please take over. Okay.
Yes, thank you very much, Professor Peter and Professor Ismail, for that nice introduction. Just this morning, I'm just here to share my personal experience, my journey as a leader, and how I started as a leader in AYF, in Bangkok, in Tokyo, and later in Manila, and the succeeding years after leaving or after exploring the world out there. But for today, I want it to be more a relaxed approach, and I want it to be a storytelling style, so as to steer the interest of the viewers and the listeners. So for today, I'm going to share the story of what I call a kampung wonder. Probably for those from Malaysia and Singapore and Indonesia, they know what a kampung means or what kampung wonder means. It's basically, especially for the Malaysians, they call it kampung wonder is someone who's a big fish in a small pond. So this is a story of a big fish in a small pond, and that big fish is me, who has been living in her small pond, and this is my story. I want to share my story of a transformational leadership journey as a kampung wonder, a big fish in a small pond. And I structured it in a very a systematic way, just three parts: being a small fish in a big pond, my AYF experience, and the life after AYF. So I used to think of myself as someone who's, just a simple, ordinary girl coming from from an island called the Philippines. And as a Filipina living in a tropical island, I used to think that my country, being a small country, is just a tiny speck in the bigger, global map. And I also see myself before. I used to see myself as a small fish, a small Filipino fish, and I was happy in my pond, and I thought that pond was huge enough for me. And during those years before AYF, I was involved in several change making activities through my volunteer work and community community outreach in orphanages, giving talks to local youth leaders and public school kids. But then in 2007, Professor Kip Cates and Kuya Melvin Yabar, I met them online through this interaction, and I was given the opportunity to participate at the AYF international event in Bangkok. And so this small Filipina fish who thought that her pond was sufficient, was already big, decided to go out of that big big pond, or so I thought. It was already, big enough for me and for everyone else living in that same ecosystem. So in AYF 2007 in Bangkok, I had this really fantastic experience of meeting young people from different Asian countries. And we engaged in cultural immersions, field trips in important shrines, tourist spots, and important heritage sites in Bangkok and in surrounding areas in Ayutthaya, for instance. We had the opportunity to wear our national attire, showing our country pride and demonstrating our culture through dance, music, and other forms of cultural exchange. So for me, it was a good networking event. And that time I was very grateful because when I joined AYF, I was in my early 20s, just about to finish my master's studies. And in my teenager years, I would hear of other people going on gap year, international volunteer experience. And I thought that that experience, that opportunity would never come to me. But then Professor Kip Cates gave me the opportunity to participate in this international exchange. So through AYF Bangkok, I was able to build camaraderie and forge new friendships. And at the culmination of 2007, at the culmination of AYF 2007, uh, I was given the opportunity to lead and was elected as the student president to participate and help organize the AYF 2008 in Tokyo. So the months leading to AYF in Tokyo, uh, I was in coordination. At that time, there wasn't any um, chat messaging apps. It was all email communication. So we were just coordinating through email. And imagine this early 20 girl from the Philippines who has no idea of organizing an international event is suddenly doing it with several other students and professors spread across the Asian region. We didn't have an idea yet how to get this big event coming. So, but of course, with the support of Professor Peter and Professor Kip, we were able to successfully organize the AYF 2008 in Tokyo. So we were able to strengthen our network, build closer ties with our existing friends and connections, and forge new partnerships. We had a good taste of Japanese food and also experienced a bit of its heritage and festivities. We had the opportunity to do student presentation because we tried to rearrange the format of AYF in Tokyo, where the youth and the student leaders are able to present or hold their own sessions depending on their interests and topics that they want to present. And we were able to form a network of leaders and encourage more leaders to serve as national representatives to strengthen or to bring AYF to their respective countries. So it became a not just a cultural exchange, but also a self-development process and leadership exchange and networking for everyone who participated in AYF Tokyo. And when I passed the torch to the new leadership, at the beginning, I was involved in also organizing AYF in Manila. But then I decided to also allow the new leaders, youth leaders, to organize AYF in Manila themselves, so they can have more opportunity to shine and develop their own leadership skills. So they had a warm welcome from the Filipino delegates joining AYF in Manila. And at the same time, those who were present in AYF in Bangkok and Tokyo were also able to participate in AYF in Manila. So it became not just a venue for new people, new students to uh, make connections, but to strengthen the existing ones among those who are already part of the AYF community. So it's not your usual conference where people just go and attend, and then when they go back to their respective countries, they just forget about each other. They forget about the learnings of AYF. People, the young people and the students who joined AYF, who joined AYF, uh, had something to take with them, to take back home, to share what they experienced, and to also maintain this connection, this genuine connection among each other. So there, during the time in Manila, the participants had the opportunity uh, to also share their cultural performances, have a taste of Filipino food and culture and other historical and cultural immersions in identified cultural and heritage sites. And of course, the pillars of AYF, such as Professor Peter, Professor Kip Gates, also Professor Todd Thorpe, they have been instrumental in strengthening this youth leadership network in the region. And following those AYF experience, AYF Philippines specifically tried to bring our own international experience to different youth groups. So we had this opportunity to work with some schools and universities and youth organizations spread across the country to have a one-day youth leadership seminar. You know, like for those who are unable to attend the international AYF, we were able to organize and mobilize these series of seminars and leadership training and cross-cultural awareness to other people for instance, in Pampanga, in Manila, in Baguio, um, also in the Visayas region, in Mindoro and Naga. So we were able to, um, uh, although um, although it was a bit of a challenge to um, get everything running on the ground because of the limited resources, we were still able to capitalize on our existing networks. And for sure, these young people that we helped train were able to also gain self development, or were able to achieve um, the goals of becoming the next leaders in their respective communities and universities. So we were happy with that. And through the years, we've seen AYF grow as a community. So again, as I said, it's not just a conference, it's not just an opportunity um, to travel and meet young people, but we were able to forge this partnership, this connection uh, as professionals and even as friends. So, and even at country level, there have been some initiatives, for example, in India, in Thailand. I also heard in Bangladesh, in Indonesia, for example, and even in Japan, where young people and student leaders also tried to um, develop their own AYF within their communities and universities. So there was a good opportunity for these young people to step up and take space and take center stage to bring AYF uh, to different communities. And out of this, what I thought was a big pond, but seemingly it's actually a small pond. The big fish that Kampung Wonder sailed and swam the bigger ocean. So I got involved after AYF. I got involved in different projects through my work and volunteer initiatives, from doing local change making projects and inspiring young people towards a more transformational leadership at an international stage. So because of AYF, I gained the confidence and the skills to help other Filipino youth leaders to come up with community projects focused on sustainable development. That's where I got mostly involved. So I was involved in youth empowerment workshop as part of this. Before the UN Sustainable Development Goals, it was the UN MDGs. So we were involved in several youth initiatives, working with the United Nations Volunteer Program and other universities in Mindoro, in Vigan, and some community leadership skills training in Laguna, for instance. Uh, I also had the opportunity to lead bilateral funded and development cooperation partner funded projects to build local capacities and transform communities at the grassroots in the Philippines. So, for instance, I got deeply involved in providing access to sustainable energy services and microloans for off-grid and energy-poor communities in Bukidnon and Davao, and also coming up with development livelihood programs for climate displaced communities in Laguna. So um, in through AYF helped me because AYF helped me develop my skills to engage with other people. I was able to apply these knowledge and skills through my work in the Philippines at the grassroots level. And later, I got engaged into training the Philippine local governments, engage in good governance and transparency. So I help conduct capacity training for cities and municipalities in Iloilo, for example, and organize consultation workshops with key government officials in Palawan and in Naga, and several other cities and municipalities who are involved in the projects that I was a part of. And later, I became deeply involved in the climate change work in the Philippines, wherein I worked with Philippine cities and municipalities for um, uh, low carbon development initiatives. And also, again, bringing in my AYF experience working with young people, I helped launch this Now PH campaign as part of this USAID funded project, and with the Climate Change Commission to push for the Paris Agreement in Paris for the COP21. So these were some of the initiatives that I became part of, and where I can say AYF was instrumental in building those skills and capacities I needed to do my work effectively. At the same time, I was part of the Sustainable Finance Initiative of the Philippines through my work at WWF. We tried to push for policies and regulations in the Philippines and with other Southeast Asian countries to make financing more sustainable, especially those involved in climate and development finance, and also biodiversity conservation. So through those years from youth engagement and leadership, I got involved in community development and then sustainable development. And later in my life and in my career, I got deeply involved in climate change and sustainability work. And I also became part of several international networks working on the now like for the four from the UN Millennium Development Goals. It's now the UN SDGs, and I also became involved in social entrepreneurship and innovation. So I was able to work with other international partners and got involved in speaking engagements. And I was able to also, because as an Asian and as a Filipino, I believe that building stronger networks and partnerships with your neighboring countries, with other young leaders, is important in the aspect of sustainable development in the Asia Pacific region. So I became part of the Australia ASEAN Emerging Leaders Fellowship Program, which was conducted in Malaysia, and also became part of Global Shapers Manila Hub, where we were um, engaged in several projects such as leadership training, community immersion. So a similar format to what we do in AYF, but more engaged beyond the Asia Pacific region, because we were also working with other uh, global shaper hubs globally. And now in the more recent years, I became part of the International Climate Protection Fellowship and spent a year in Germany working with other ICP fellows coming from different parts of the world, such as Africa, the African region, Latin American region, and of course, Asian region. So we had the opportunity to meet important and key people who has key people who with influential positions and roles in their respective countries and the government. So, for example, we we had the opportunity to meet and talk with the First Lady of Germany, some of the mayors from European cities involved in sustainability work, such as Mayor Mina Arve from Turku, Finland, and also other researchers from different German institutes. So it was a good opportunity for me. AYF helped build that confidence for me to engage further, with other people beyond my own Asian cultural community. And now, currently, I'm doing finishing my PhD studies. And earlier, I mentioned to Professor Peter that because of AYF Thailand, I decided to do a case study. I'm currently working on urban water systems governance for the global north and the global south. And because of my exposure to Thai culture and society during AYF 2007, I decided to um, look into Thailand as my case study. And I'm looking at Chao Phraya River Basin and the communities in Bangkok and the surrounding areas. So this helped me, all these experience and opportunities, leadership, communication, engagement, and networking. The AYF helped build and lay those foundations for young leaders, like then young leaders like me, and to take center stage to bring my skills and my talents to the international stage. So I was also able to present in several conferences overseas to showcase my work, and also work with other leaders from different European countries. And in 2002, I was selected by the German embassy in Manila to serve as their education ambassador for the European Higher Education Fair in Manila. So I advocated for this higher education initiative, not just in Germany, but globally, because I believe that higher education also brings young people to uh, you know more networking opportunities, more learning, and at the same time being able opportunity to give back to the communities that they used to belong. And AYF, I think, is also a pond on its own, an ecosystem where other fishes are also coming out from their own ponds, from their own respective kampongs and villages and towns and cities from different Asian countries. And through AYF, we are able to build lifelong, genuine connections. And these other participants and young people joining AYF or have joined AYF in the past have also become reputable and respected leaders in their own fields. And I would also say that I've established deep connections and friendship with other people. So every time there's an opportunity to connect and to meet up, like for example, Vu, I had several opportunities to talk to him and meet him in, not just limited to our own countries, but wherever we go, we try to see if there's an AYF there and see if there's a connection. And also with Serentip, she's actually one of my closest friends as well from AYF. We met in Tokyo and we reunited in Bangkok. And when I was doing my field work in Thailand in 2002, I got to meet her and her family, and we've become lifelong friends. And I know the names of all her wonderful kids. And of course, Professor Kip, I had the opportunity to meet him. The latest was in 10 years ago, or yeah, 10 years ago in Manila when he was visiting with other students. So um, and now I'm presenting to AYF this year in an online format, which means that there is this ingrained connection, a genuine connection, which you don't often see anymore these days. Some people meet and then they just move on with their lives. But for me, AYF um, has this um, way to bring people together, and it allows you the opportunity to forge camaraderie and strong ties with each other. And I would say that I'm set to conquer new heights. Of course, there's a lot of uncertainties, especially in our world today. There's so much uncertainty, but I believe that I have strong anchors. Whenever I feel uncertain, whenever I feel scared of the big ocean out there, or the high mountains that I want to conquer, I would always look back at these memories, especially with AYF. And last night, when I was finishing the presentation, I was looking at old photos and I was so happy to remember all these people. I can still remember all the names of every person I met from AYF 2007 to 2008 and 2009. And I'm still in touch with some of these people, out of for not necessarily for work, but just for friendship. And I think my takeaway in this experience and trying to recall my experience with EYF is that whether you're a small fish in a big pond or a big fish in a small pond, it is a pond. And the one who only knows how to dive against the water current can move ahead, or else they drown, irrespective of the pond. And AYF helped me survive that pond, that bigger ocean out there. And this is something that I would also like to ask other young people participating the Asian Youth Forum. What kind of fish are you? And how can you leverage your AYF experience and skills acquired from your participation in AYF to facilitate change-making initiatives and transformative leadership in your community, in your country, or globally? And it doesn't matter if you don't do it globally. It can be in your own community, in your little pond or big pond. It really doesn't matter. It's how you are able to give back to your community and leverage that resources and skills that you have. So this is how I end my story, and just some references and photo credits. And I would like to thank this opportunity for being able to share my experience.
Okay, thank you very much, Tiesa, for that wonderful presentation and sharing your experiences with us, and letting other interested participants know what opportunities they may have in the future. Ismail, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I want to highlight. Actually, Teza already mentioned this one, that AYF is a forum or network, not only as both as forum and network, but it is a family. Since
Mm,
even talk that at the time we met for the first time without because at the time it was the Friendster applications season. Yeah, and then right now we are having opportunity, larger opportunity actually to have uh, to contact each other, since we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Twitter. When where 2007 at the time in Bangkok, there is no such kind of these applications. But we are
Mm.
enjoying about this opportunity. The second one, actually, because not every one of us turn to academia activity, but it might be a good opportunity for us to empower each other. For example, since many years before the pandemic, Sensei Wana came to Indonesia not only once a year, but more than once a year at the time. And then we empower each other. And then uh, 2 years in row, 2018, 2019, we did a very good seminar over there in Japan, in Sendai at that time. So it might be a good one. This is the linkage of Asia and Europe, since TESA is in Germany right now, and then most of us in Asia. So this is a linkage between us in Asia and Europe. And the second one, actually, this is the opportunity to open for universities to gain the international experience. Since when Sensei is here, was here on the last August, uh, we enjoy a lot of activity from place to place. So we are moving, and then it is a mobility activity for today, tomorrow, and we enjoy a lot of activity. One more things, actually, ASEAN Youth Forum. We should think the extension of this AYF, since Sensei will retire two 2 years later, and then 2025 will be the end of the he's residing in Tokyo for then, and he already decided to have retirement in Philippines. But in non-formal discussion before we start these sessions today, I mentioned that even though that Sensei already retired, so we can have opportunity to run this AYF again, since most of us in Southeast Asia, it might be we can start this initiative once again, not from Japan, but we start it from Southeast Asia. And as long as we can manage to maintain our communications, I'm more than happy to still here in IWF. That's my comment, Sensei.
Okay, thank you very much for all your continued efforts to keep AYF going, Dr. Weke, especially with the recent AYF events that we've done in the past few years. And Tieza, likewise, thank you to you again for all of your years of devotion and efforts to help us and support us to make AYF stronger. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much as well.
Yes, okay. All right, so we will stop the recording there. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Tiza. Leave
Bye,
me
Tieza.
your email
Bye.
so we can contact each other in the near future. So we can manage at
Yes.
least after this AYF, we can still have online activity.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes. Definitely.
Thank you. Bye.
bye.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, let me see if we have one more person on for okay, hold on.
Who will be the next speaker, Sensei?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. The next speaker is Ella, and I don't see her on here. So let me stop the recording here first. Recording here. Okay. Okay. Ella Umala is supposed to be here. Let me go to the Facebook and check real quick, like where she's at, because
No problem. Yeah.
yeah,
So
1 minute.
today we will have
Yeah.
two speakers.
We have also Vulam is supposed to speak from 5:30 to 5:45. So we'll probably have to have a gap in between. But let me see if I can get her on Facebook. Hold on a second. Facebook. Ella Umala, where are you? Here. Hello, hello, hello. Are you there? Says she was there 37 minutes ago. Are you there?
Yeah. So while we are waiting for the next speaker, I would like to announce that AYF this month will be 6 sessions every Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, start from today, 13. We will have 14 every Saturday and Sunday. So we invite everyone to join. Yeah, you can come to the website of Bolt boltoutreach.org, the form, the Google form over there. So you can fill out the form to enjoy the Zoom link we'll send to you.
Okay, she is not online right now. So maybe what we should do is come back at 5:15 for Vulam to join us. Do you want to take a break and then come back at 5:15, Professor Weke?
Yeah. So we are waiting for him to join.
Because Vulam will not join us until 5:30. He said he couldn't come till 5:30 tonight.
Okay,
Ella,
so we will not have a speaker right now from
yeah.
4:30.
Yes. So why don't we plan to can you come back on at 5 o'clock and I
Okay,
will
so ladies and gentlemen, we will start the next session on 5 o'clock on Japan time with the another speaker. Thank you,
okay.
Sensei. See
All
you
right,
on
thank
5.
you.